Right now here on the Weather Channel, update to that tornado warning here for Savannah. Now that the storm that would have the tornado, the part of the storm that would have the tornado is going a bit to the west of here right now. So it looks like the rotating part of the storm has missed downtown Savannah. Winds still though at 22 miles an hour. Still some heavy rain. This rain's going to let up as well here very shortly, as we're also seeing signs, and the National Weather Service also seeing the same signs, that the rotation appears to be weakening with the tornado-warned storm. So again, technically, Savannah is within the warning, but the part of the storm that has been rotating has moved off a little bit, maybe even in this direction. Not sure which way we're looking here, but as you look at the tornado-warned storm right there, and you look at the view there from Savannah, looking off. I believe this camera is looking off to the north and west a little bit here. So the camera itself would be looking over here in that direction. So you're looking at this part of the storm, while the rotating part of it has been down here. That's what we were looking at earlier. And even that, it's much broader and not as tight as what we were seeing earlier when it was to the south east of Savannah, moving to the northwest. Rotation was a little bit more obvious and then starting to fall apart a bit there. So technically still in a tornado warning, but even there you can see downtown Savannah, that rain is starting to let up, but the darker skies off in the distance show that's not the case everywhere. So we'll continue to track any more warnings that show up here in Georgia or in South Carolina as we continue to track that threat. And tracking that threat there from South Carolina is Storm Tracker Jim Cantori. Want to get back to Jim right now, who's live there in Charleston. Jim?
Yeah, Chris, it's been kind of a steady rain this afternoon. We really got hammered earlier today, of course, when we were scouting live shots. And let me tell you a little meteorology story. I'm like, guys, let's go scout our shots. So I'm like, Steve, Brad, they're the guys with me today, and we just went out after breakfast and did it. And, of course, the meteorologist forgot to tell everybody to bring their rain jackets. So we just went out. We got absolutely soaked. Anyway, just a little humor there to throw with you. But we did scout the shot, and that's why we're here, and that's why we're going to be down and moving here a little bit to take you down toward Meeting Street. And, of course, the market, which is closed till further notice. All right, usually kind of a buzz, certainly during the day with many folks and crafts and things like that, but that's not going to be opening. There is anything else for that matter in Charleston. As a matter of fact, they just issued a curfew tonight at 11 p.m. They want everybody off the streets here in the city of Charleston. So not a bad idea down here in the Battery to keep everybody off this low point, because we do know as we get into tonight, the rain will be getting heavier. We've got some wind too. Brad's going to move over here and show you kind of a lone flag out through here that we've got waving around. It's not super strong, and you know, the wind right now isn't going to be the big story, but if we get a thunderstorm or two, we're going to see increased winds. If we get into an intense band, we're going to see increased winds. If we get thunderstorms and a new eye that tries to generate when this thing gets back over the water, we could get, you know, some stronger winds out of this. But this is all kind of yet to be determined. We need you to prepare for the flooding, and that's what the city is doing. As a matter of fact, we got a chance to hear from the mayor, and this is what he had to say about not only the pumps that are here, but also potentially acquiring additional pumps.
The governor's been incredibly helpful. Federal delegation, been in touch with them. This really has been a collaborative effort. Governor asked, what can we do to help? We need more pumps. You know, we got plenty of places to deploy them. We're talking about this kind of water. We're going to need all the pumps in the southeast to really get it out of here. But so they've been incredibly helpful. And again, we've been working around the clock.
Well, one of the bigger flood events in the history of Charleston was Joaquin back in 2015, also a slow-moving tropical system, and it dumped about 17 inches of rain on downtown Charleston and through here. So let's hope we don't see a repeat of that. That caused extensive flooding throughout the city, but it's all, again, about the rainfall rates, all right? How much water is coming down the Ashley and Cooper rivers, and what is our wind component? Is it east? Is it holding that water from getting out? And so the other thing, too, is how low is the tide going to go? Because if we don't get it under 5 feet, it's going to be a hard task for even the low tide to allow the drainage out in these rivers. It's a dance, guys, and it's a delicate dance. And we haven't gotten into the worst of this yet here in Charleston. That will be a Tuesday, Wednesday issue. That's what we're going to be looking at. And we're not done there. We still got North Carolina, Virginia. We got a long week ahead of us.